Imagine a world where hackers speak one language and defenders have no way to understand them. That's the nightmare we narrowly avoided last week when the US government nearly pulled the plug on MITRE's CVE program, the encyclopedia of cybersecurity vulnerabilities. With 275,000 plus entries, this $30 million funded project is the backbone of global cyber defense. Today, we are exposing how political brinkmanship almost silenced the internet's immune system and why the fight isn't over yet. On April 15, 2025, MITRE, the non-profit managing the CVE program, dropped a bombshell. The Department of Homeland Security's funding would expire in 24 hours. No money meant no new CVE IDs, no vulnerability tracking, and a fractured global defense system. Lawmakers called it reckless. Hackers actually celebrated. But why it matters? 275,000 CVEs from Log4j to EternalBlue. Every major cyber threat is cataloged here. $30 million lifeline since 2023. DHS funded MITRE to run this critical infrastructure. Without CVEs, patch cycles collapse, ransomware thrives, and inside critical infrastructure actually fails. CISA's 11th hour save, a last-minute 11-month contract extension, barely avoided the collapse. National Vulnerability Database would deteriorate, incident response crippled. MITRE's warning that National Vulnerability Database would deteriorate, incident response would crippled. While governments baffled, the cyber underground mobilized. Enter VX Underground, the notorious hacker collective that mirrored the entire CVE database. Just in case their messaging, if governments won't protect knowledge, we will. VX Underground's backup includes 209,000 CVEs, even those MITRE hadn't yet processed. CVE's US-centric control was always a liability, says Buckrout founder Casey Ellis. VX Underground's move isn't altruism, it's a wake-up call. Open source intelligence is too vital to leave to geopolitics. Enter the CVE Foundation, a new non-profit promising to democratize vulnerability tracking. But skeptics ask, who's really pulling the strings? Decentralized control, no single government sponsor, community-driven governance, public audits, open funding sources, and vendor-neutral policies. No clarity on whether tech giants like Microsoft or Google will bankroll it. Critics argue it's still US-centric, just repackaged. CVE board member Peter Allor says, it's time to move beyond sole US control. The world deserves a neutral system. With CVE's future uncertain, countries are going rogue. China's CNVD, Russia's BDU, and EU's ENISA are building rival databases. The result? A fractured internet where a flaw in Beijing isn't a flaw in Brussels. Let's talk about a case study that I call the Great Firewall of Vulnerabilities. China's CNVD already lists 50,000 plus patriotic CVEs omitted from MITRE's list. Russian state hackers allegedly weaponize unshared CVEs for APT attacks. The CVE crisis isn't just about money, it's about who controls the truth. And here's the battlefield, the VX Underground model, crowdsource vulnerability tracking, and on anonymized submissions, blockchain-backed integrity. But that also comes with risks, unvetted data, weaponization by criminals, and the corporate takeover. Tech giants like Palo Alto or CrowdStrike, monetizing CVE data through premium threat feeds. Paywalls, locking out smaller defenders. An ideal solution? The UN solution, a neutral international body under the UN's ITU. Slow, bureaucratic, but globally inclusive. The ultimate question is, should vulnerability intelligence be a public good or a corporate asset? The CVE crisis exposed a brutal truth in cybersecurity. Knowledge is power, and everyone's fighting for the control. Whether through rebel archives like VX Underground or a new global pact, one thing is clear: the old system is unfortunately dying. Stay vigilant and stay skeptical, and keep decoding the hacks. Smash like if you believe cyber defense should be open to all. Subscribe for our deep dive into VX Underground's shadow library, and comment who should control the world's vulnerability database. Let's ignite the debate.